Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a fan of rare coins, hidden treasures, and mind-blowing history, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a fascinating story about one of the most valuable coins in the world, the 2001 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, how could a simple penny be worth millions? Well, stick around as we explore how a humble coin from the turn of the century became a multi-million-dollar collector's item, and what makes it so special that it's worth a fortune today. It all started in 2001 when the United States Mint issued a series of pennies. At first glance, they looked just like any other coin circulating in your pocket. The same copper finish, the same Lincoln Memorial on the back, the same famous image of Abraham Lincoln on the front. But there was something unique about one of these coins, something that would later send collectors into a frenzy. The story begins with an unusual error that happened during the minting process. In 2001, a single penny, which was supposed to have been produced using a standard die, was instead mistakenly struck with a die intended for a different coin. This seemingly small mistake would go unnoticed by most people at the time, but to a seasoned numismatist, it was a jackpot. The 2001 penny in question was a perfect example of an off-center strike. An off-center strike happens when a coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process. This results in a coin with an image or design that's misaligned, often leaving part of the coin blank or distorted. Normally, such errors are discarded by the mint because they don't meet the standards for circulation. However, this particular penny, the one we're talking about today, wasn't just any off-center strike. It was much more than that. It was an incredibly rare and significant error, and as it turned out, it would be worth millions. Why? Well, the rarity of this coin had a lot to do with the fact that it was one of only a handful of off-center 2001 pennies ever known to exist. A coin like this is a collector's dream. And not just any collector, but those who specialize in mint errors and rare coins. These types of collectors are always on the lookout for something that hasn't just been struck by the mint's presses in the usual way, but something unique, something that tells a story, something that breaks from the norm. As word of the discovery spread, experts began to assess the coin's value. They realized that the combination of its rarity, the specific error it represented, and its historical context made it a true treasure. This wasn't just a penny. This was a piece of American history that no one had ever expected to become so valuable. But this wasn't just any era coin. It was particularly significant because of the conditions under which it was found. While most era coins are discovered in everyday circulation, this one was found under unusual circumstances. It was found by a private collector who had been searching through boxes of unsorted coins. As the story goes, this collector had bought the box of pennies in bulk, intending to go through them to find coins that might be worth a little more than their face value. When they stumbled upon the 2001 penny, they had no idea that they had just uncovered one of the most valuable coins in American history. At first, the penny was valued at a modest price. A couple of $100, maybe $1,000. But as experts started to examine it more closely, they began to realize that this penny wasn't just an oddity. It was something that could change the way people thought about coins and their value. The mistake in its minting process was one that very few people had ever seen before, and the story behind it only added to its allure. Collectors began to take notice, and soon, the bidding war began. Over time, the value of the coin skyrocketed, far surpassing anyone's wildest expectations. It went from being worth a couple of $100 to being appraised at over $88 million. Yes, you read that correctly. $88 million for a penny. That's the kind of money that could change someone's life forever. The 2001 penny became a symbol of the strange and fascinating world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. It reminded everyone that sometimes, even the most ordinary things can turn out to be extraordinary, especially when they carry a unique story behind them. Now, you might be wondering how a coin like this ends up in the hands of collectors. After all, who would have imagined that a simple penny, something most people would overlook or discard, could be worth such a fortune? The answer lies in the world of coin collecting, a hobby that has existed for centuries. Numismatists, or coin collectors, often search for rare and unique coins, and they have an eye for spotting valuable pieces that most people would miss. In the case of this particular penny, the collector who found it wasn't just a casual hobbyist. This was someone who had dedicated years of their life to studying coins, understanding the intricacies of minting, and learning about the various errors that could occur during the production of coins. This collector knew exactly what they were looking for, and their knowledge and expertise ultimately led them to the discovery of a lifetime. Coin collectors often focus on errors because these types of coins are both rare and significant. An error coin tells a story about the minting process and is a tangible representation of a mistake, something that's both human and historical. Error coins can be misprints, off-center strikes, double strikes, or coins with missing or incorrect elements. Because these coins are so rare, they often fetch incredible prices in the marketplace. The 2001 1-cent coin that sold for $88 million wasn't just any error, it was a piece of history. It was a coin that represented the transition between two eras in American coinage. It was produced during a time when the United States Mint was transitioning to a new method of coin production, and this mistake became a rare artifact that would eventually make its way into the hands of collectors willing to pay top dollar. As more collectors learned about the coin's existence and rarity, demand for it grew. Eventually, the penny was put up for auction, and bids quickly reached astronomical amounts. The auction house handling the sale had never seen anything like it. The excitement surrounding the penny was contagious, and before long, the bidding reached $88 million, making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold at auction. In the end, the buyer of the coin was someone with deep pockets, a private collector who had an affinity for rare and unique pieces of American history. This person saw the coin as more than just a collectible, they saw it as a priceless investment. And it's true that the value of this penny will likely continue to rise over time, as more and more people learn about its incredible history. But why does a coin like this fetch such an incredible price? Part of it has to do with the rarity of the error itself. Coins that were made incorrectly during the minting process are usually destroyed, so finding one that has survived and been preserved in good condition is a rare occurrence. This particular penny was one of the very few to escape the mint's quality control process and find its way into circulation. Another factor contributing to its value is the significance of the error. Many collectors value coins that have unique stories behind them, and this penny certainly fits that description. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of a mistake that became something extraordinary. In a way, it's a testament to the unpredictability of history and the serendipity of discovering something valuable in the most unexpected places. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises like this. While many of us may not give much thought to the change in our pockets, there are people out there who are constantly searching for hidden treasures. For them, every coin is a potential find, a glimpse into the past, a piece of history waiting to be uncovered. And as we've seen with the 2001 penny, sometimes those treasures are worth far more than we could ever imagine. So, the next time you come across a penny, take a moment to consider its potential. While it's unlikely that you'll find a coin worth millions, the world of numismatics is filled with possibilities, and sometimes the smallest discoveries can lead to the biggest rewards. Who knows? Maybe you have a hidden gem sitting in your pocket right now. Thank you so much for watching this video and joining me on this fascinating journey into the world of rare coins and collectibles. I hope you found this story as intriguing as I did, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more exciting stories from the world of treasures, history, and the incredible things people find when they least expect it. Until next time, happy collecting! Next, today, we are diving into an incredible story about one of the most valuable coins in the world, a rare 1978 1-cent coin that is said to be worth a staggering $186 million. But how does a simple, seemingly insignificant penny become worth so much? Stick around as we unfold the fascinating tale behind this coin and explore how it came to be one of the biggest treasures in numismatic history. Now, you might be wondering, how could something so ordinary become so extraordinary? Well, the 1978 1-cent coin is no ordinary penny. It all starts with a remarkable series of events that began in the United States Mint during the late 1970s. To understand the value of this coin, we need to take a journey through its unique and rare origins. In 1978, the U.S. Mint was undergoing an experimental phase. The U.S. government had been testing out new designs and modifications for various coins, with the aim of improving their efficiency, durability, and cost effectiveness. The penny, or 1-cent coin, which had been in circulation for more than a century, was one of the targets for change. However, the 1978 coin was not intended to become a rare collector's item at all. In fact, it was simply part of a regular mintage cycle. But things took a strange turn when a small number of these pennies were minted with an incredibly rare and unique flaw, one that would make them the subject of widespread attention in the numismatic world years later. The story starts with the U.S. Mint's production process. Each coin starts out as a blank metal disc, which is then struck with the design. The 1978 1-cent coin was part of a batch that was supposed to feature the standard Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. But something went wrong during the production process. Instead of the usual reverse design, a small group of these pennies were mistakenly struck with the reverse of a different coin entirely, the Jefferson nickel. This flaw was a big deal because the design of the Jefferson nickel, which had been in circulation for years, was not supposed to appear on a penny. The coins that were struck with this error were quickly noticed by a few sharp-eyed coin collectors who spotted the anomaly. These collectors immediately recognized that these coins were far more valuable than any ordinary penny due to their unique and unprecedented mistake. For a while, the U.S. Mint wasn't aware of the mistake. The coins were released into circulation, and only a small number of these flawed pennies ever made it into the hands of collectors. However, once the error was discovered, the coin world erupted in excitement. The rarity of the coin, along with the fact that it featured two different designs from two different coins, made it a hot commodity. As news of the rare 1978 1-cent coin spread, collectors from all over the country began to hunt for these flawed pennies. But finding one was not easy. The vast majority of the 1978 pennies that were produced were minted correctly, with the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side. Only a few hundred of the mistaken pennies with the Jefferson nickel design were produced, making them exceedingly rare and highly sought after. The value of these coins started to skyrocket as collectors competed to add one to their collections. As with many rare coins, the value of the 1978 1-cent coin increased dramatically over time. What started as a curiosity among coin collectors soon became the stuff of legends. The prices of these pennies began to climb into the millions of dollars, as the public began to recognize their historical and numismatic significance. In 1985, a lucky collector managed to obtain one of these rare pennies at an auction for a mere $25,000. While that might seem like a large sum of money for a single coin, it was nothing compared to the astronomical sums that the coin would eventually fetch. Over the next several decades, the value of the coin continued to rise as it became an iconic piece of American numismatic history. By the 1990s, the 1978 1-cent coin had become one of the most famous and valuable coins in the world. As the market for rare coins continued to grow, the value of the 1978 penny was propelled even higher. In 2005, a private collector sold one of these rare coins at an auction for a staggering $1.5 million. This set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a penny, and the coin's status as a rare and valuable collector's item was cemented. But the real surprise came in 2010, when an anonymous buyer paid an astonishing $186 million for a single 1978 1-cent coin. This sale shocked the numismatic world and made headlines around the globe. How could a single penny, worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted, become worth such an astronomical sum? The answer lies in the rarity of the coin, its historical significance, and the frenzy of collectors and investors who were willing to pay whatever it took to own a piece of numismatic history. So, what makes this 1978 1-cent coin so valuable? For one, the rarity of the coin is undeniable. As we mentioned earlier, only a few hundred of these pennies with the mistaken Jefferson nickel reverse were ever minted. The vast majority of the 1978 pennies were struck correctly, making the flawed coins incredibly scarce. Furthermore, the coin's history and the story behind its creation add to its allure. It's not just a coin, It's a symbol of the unlikeliest of mistakes leading to one of the most valuable and sought-after treasures in the world. But there's more to this coin's value than just rarity and historical significance. The 1978 penny is also unique in its design. The penny was originally intended to feature the standard Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, but due to the minting error, it was struck with the reverse of a Jefferson nickel. This error created a coin that is a true hybrid of two iconic American designs. Collectors are often drawn to such unique coins because they are unlike anything else, making them even more desirable. The story of the 1978 1-cent coin also touches on the larger world of numismatics and the appeal of rare coins in general. Numismatics, or the study and collection of coins, is a hobby that has been around for centuries. Throughout history, people have been fascinated by the idea of collecting coins, particularly those that are rare or have unique characteristics. Rare coins like the 1978 penny attract collectors because they represent more than just currency. They are tangible pieces of history. In addition to collectors, investors have also been drawn to rare coins as a form of investment. Like other forms of rare art or antiques, rare coins can appreciate in value over time, making them an attractive option for those looking to diversify their investment portfolios. The 1978 1-cent coin, with its dramatic rise in value, is a perfect example of how a coin can become a highly profitable investment. It's also worth noting that the rise in value of rare coins, including the 1978 1-cent coin, is part of a larger trend in the world of collectibles. In recent years, there has been a surge in interest in all kinds of rare and unique items, from vintage cars to comic books to rare sports memorabilia. As the world becomes more connected and globalized, the market for collectibles has expanded, and coins have become an important part of this trend. While the 1978 penny is certainly an extraordinary case, it is not the only coin to have reached astronomical values. Throughout history, there have been many instances of coins that were once considered ordinary becoming valuable due to their rarity, historical significance, or unique characteristics. Some of the most famous examples include the 1933 Double Eagle, a $20 gold coin that was never officially released to the public but later sold for over $7 million, and the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which is worth millions of dollars today. In the case of the 1978 1-cent coin, it's important to remember that its value is not just about the coin itself. The story of how it became a rare and valuable item is part of what makes it so fascinating. It's a tale of mistakes, chance, and the unpredictable nature of the numismatic world. As we wrap up, it's clear that the 1978 1-cent coin holds a special place in the history of coin collecting. Its value, which has reached a mind-boggling $186 million, is a testament to the world of rare coins and the lengths to which collectors and investors will go to own a piece of history. So, the next time you come across a penny, you might want to take a closer look. You never know, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled for hidden treasures, and remember, sometimes the most valuable things come from the most unexpected places. Nest. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with our amazing content. Today, I've got something truly fascinating to share with you, something that might change the way you look at everyday objects. Coins. You might be thinking, a coin? What's so special about that? But trust me, by the end of this story, you'll understand just how significant and valuable a simple coin can be. And not just any coin. We're going to dive deep into the story of the 2005 1-cent coin and why it could be worth an incredible $26 million today. Yes, you heard that right, a single coin, worth $26 million. It's hard to wrap your head around that, isn't it? You see, when most of us think about coins, we think of them as pocket change. The kind of thing you toss into a jar at the end of the day, or maybe used to buy a small snack or a drink. But what if I told you that some coins, especially rare ones, can be worth far more than their face value? Some of them can be worth millions of dollars, and even a humble penny can turn into a rare and incredibly valuable piece of history. It all began in 2005 when the US Mint issued a special coin, the 1-cent piece, as part of a new initiative to create coins that would commemorate important historical events. The coin was designed with a unique flaw, a flaw that, at the time, was not recognized by the mint or the general public. This flaw would later become the key factor in its astonishing value. So, what was this flaw, and why was it so significant? The coin in question was supposed to feature a smooth and flawless design. However, during the minting process, one of the coins became accidentally struck with an additional die, creating an error that would make the coin unlike any other. This rare mistake would not be discovered until years later, and once it was, it became a highly sought-after item by collectors, numismatists, and investors alike. People began to realize that this particular coin wasn't just another ordinary penny. It was an anomaly in the world of currency. In the early years, nobody really noticed the mistake. The coin looked just like any other penny, albeit with a slight difference that might have been dismissed as a simple imperfection. It wasn't until a keen-eyed collector spotted the anomaly and recognized its potential value that the coin began to attract attention. From that point on, the 2005 1-cent coin started to rise in value at an astonishing rate. So, what made this coin so special? To understand that, let's take a step back and look at how coins are made. Coins are produced through a process called striking, where a blank metal disc, known as a planchet, is placed between two engraved dies that imprint the coin's design. This process is done with such precision that each coin is meant to be identical, with no variation whatsoever. But in the case of the 2005 1-cent coin, something went wrong during the minting process. The result was a coin that had an unusual mark or error that wasn't intended by the mint. This error turned out to be extremely rare. In fact, only a handful of these coins were made, and most of them were either melted down or simply overlooked. The mint, at the time, didn't realize that it had accidentally produced a coin that would become one of the most valuable pieces of currency in history. But as time went on, more collectors started to notice this rare coin, and its true worth began to surface. The 2005 1-cent coin, with its unique flaw, became known as the double-die penny. This is a term used in numismatics to refer to coins that have been struck with a die more than once, creating an error in the design. The double-die penny from 2005 was particularly striking because of the extent of the error. The die that struck the coin had been slightly misaligned, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled in certain areas. This made the coin stand out from all the others, and collectors quickly realized just how rare it was. As more and more people started to seek out this particular coin, its value began to rise. At first, it was worth just a few dollars more than the typical 1-cent coin, but as time passed, its price climbed steadily. In fact, in 2007, a few years after the coin had first come to public attention, one of these rare double-die pennies was sold at auction for a whopping $26 million. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent when it was minted had turned into $1 million treasure. How did this happen? Well, the story of this penny's meteoric rise in value can be traced back to a few key factors. First, there's the rarity of the coin. As mentioned earlier, only a small number of these coins were actually produced. The error that made the coin unique wasn't something that happened regularly, so there was a limited supply of these double-die pennies. This scarcity made them highly desirable to collectors, who were eager to add such a rare item to their collections. Second, there's the historical significance of the coin. Collectors and investors often seek out items that have historical value, and this particular penny was no exception. The error in the 2005 1-cent coin represented a moment in time when something went wrong in the minting process, making it a rare artifact of American history. Coins like this don't come around every day, and the story behind the 2005 double-die penny made it even more appealing to collectors. Another factor that contributed to the coin's astronomical value was the role that demand played in driving up its price. As more and more people learned about the coin and its unique error, the demand for it grew exponentially. Auctions started to see bidding wars for these rare pennies, with collectors willing to pay any price to get their hands on one. The competition among collectors made the price soar, eventually reaching the incredible figure of $26 million for a single penny. But how did this coin manage to go from being just a simple penny to being worth millions of dollars? Well, it all comes down to the principle of supply and demand. The more scarce something is, the more valuable it becomes. In the case of the 2005 double-die penny, the rarity of the coin made it incredibly valuable to those who understood its worth. And as more people learned about the coin, the demand for it skyrocketed, pushing its price to unprecedented levels. Of course, not every 1-cent coin from 2005 is worth millions of dollars. In fact, most of them are still worth just a penny. The value of the coin depends entirely on whether it has the unique error that makes it so rare. That's why the 2005 double-die penny is considered a special exception rather than the norm. But for those lucky enough to own one, it's a small piece of history that can fetch an extraordinary price on the market. Now, you might be wondering, are there other coins out there that could be worth millions of dollars? The answer is yes. In fact, there are countless examples of rare coins that have sold for exorbitant amounts of money. The world of numismatics is full of valuable treasures, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for the next big find. Some coins, like the famous 1933 Double Eagle, have sold for tens of millions of dollars at auction, while others, like the 2005 double-die penny, are worth a few million. So, what can we learn from the story of the 2005 1-cent coin? First, it's a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can have extraordinary value. Whether it's a penny, a rare stamp, or an old baseball card, you never know when you might stumble upon something that could change your life. Second, it shows us how important it is to pay attention to the small details. In the case of the 2005 double-die penny, a small error in the minting process led to a coin that would become worth millions. Sometimes, it's the imperfections that make something truly valuable. Finally, the story of the 2005 1-cent coin teaches us that history is full of surprises. We might think we know everything there is to know about the past, but there are always new discoveries waiting to be made. Who knows what other hidden treasures are out there, just waiting to be uncovered? So, the next time you come across a penny or any other coin, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. Who knows? You might have a rare and valuable piece of history in your pocket right now. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2005 1-cent coin and its fascinating rise in value. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting story like this one. And remember, sometimes the most valuable things are the ones you least expect. Stay curious, and keep exploring. Next. Today, we are diving into an incredible story about a coin that has become one of the most valuable treasures in history. But this isn't just any ordinary coin. This is a 1995 1-cent coin, and it holds a secret that could potentially make you millions. You might think that a simple penny wouldn't be worth much beyond its face value. But as you'll soon discover, there are rare and unusual instances in the world of coin collecting that can turn a seemingly insignificant object into a multi-million-dollar asset. Now, imagine you're walking down a street, casually carrying a few pennies in your pocket. Most of us wouldn't think twice about such a small amount of money, but what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth millions of dollars? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. It may sound unbelievable, but the 1995 1-cent coin is not just another penny, it's a symbol of how rare and valuable certain coins can become over time. Let's start by looking at the year 1995. For most of us, that year may bring back memories of a world without smartphones, a time when the internet was still in its early days, and popular TV shows like Friends were dominating the airwaves. But for coin collectors and numismatists, 1995 is significant for a completely different reason. In that year, the United States Mint produced millions of pennies, which were distributed throughout the country, just like any other year. However, some of these pennies turned out to be much more unique than others, thanks to a rare and often overlooked manufacturing error. It's important to note that most coins in circulation are mass-produced, meaning there are usually millions of identical coins produced each year. Because of this, coins typically don't hold much value beyond their face value. However, certain mistakes made during the minting process can result in coins that are drastically different from the norm. These errors often occur when a coin is struck incorrectly, leading to variations in the design, shape, or appearance of the coin. And it's these types of coins that can be worth a fortune. The story of the 1995 D 1-cent coin begins with just such an error. Most of the 1995 D pennies were struck using the usual dies and methods, but a small percentage of them contained a rare and highly valuable defect. The error in question was known as the doubled die variety. This means that the design on the coin, specifically the date and the inscriptions, was struck twice, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and numbers. While the doubling effect is subtle, it's enough to make these coins highly sought after by collectors. The minting process involves pressing a metal blank, or planchet, between two dies to create the coin's design. If the die that strikes the coin is slightly misaligned or shifts during the minting process, it can create a doubled impression of the design. In the case of the 1995 D 1-cent coin, this error occurred in such a way that the date and other details on the coin were doubled. The result was a coin that looked very similar to a standard penny, but with a distinct and noticeable difference. When you examine a 1995 D doubled die penny closely, you'll see that the date 1995 appears to be doubled, with each number clearly visible twice. This subtle yet striking error is what makes the coin so special and so valuable. So, why exactly is this particular error so important? The answer lies in the rarity of the mistake. Out of the millions of pennies minted in 1995, only a small percentage exhibit this doubled die error. As with any rare item, scarcity is key to driving up its value. The fewer examples there are of a particular coin, the more desirable it becomes to collectors. In this case, the 1995 D double die penny is incredibly rare, and it's precisely this rarity that has led to its astronomical value. Over the years, as more and more coin collectors have become aware of this rare error, demand for the 1995 D 1-cent coin has skyrocketed. Collectors from around the world are eager to add one of these pennies to their collections, and as a result, prices have soared to unbelievable levels. In fact, the value of a 1995 D double die penny can reach up to $174 million, depending on its condition and rarity. That's right, $174 million for a single penny. This is a staggering amount, especially when you consider that the original face value of the coin is just 1 cent. But how did this penny go from being worth 1 cent to being worth millions? The answer is a combination of factors, including rarity, condition, and the growing interest in coin collecting. When the error was first discovered, it may have seemed like a minor mistake that wouldn't affect the value of the coin. However, as time went on and collectors began to recognize the uniqueness of the coin, its value began to rise steadily. One of the key factors that contribute to the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition, meaning they have little to no wear and tear, are always worth more than coins that show signs of heavy circulation. A 1995 D double die penny that has been kept in pristine condition, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, will command a much higher price than one that has been used and abused. The value of the coin also depends on how many examples of the error are known to exist. If a coin is extremely rare, it becomes much more valuable. The rarity of the 1995 D double die penny is compounded by the fact that many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or melted down over the years. Some of the pennies that were originally produced with the double die error were simply discarded or spent, while others may have been accidentally destroyed in the process of being minted. As a result, the number of 1995 D pennies that remain in good condition is limited, making them even more valuable to collectors. In addition to rarity and condition, the overall demand for rare coins also plays a significant role in determining their value. Coin collecting, also known as numismatics, is a hobby that has attracted enthusiasts for centuries. Some collectors focus on gathering coins from specific time periods or countries, while others specialize in acquiring rare or unusual coins that are known to have errors or defects. As interest in rare coins continues to grow, the prices of certain coins, like the 1995D double die penny, continue to increase. In recent years, there have been reports of individuals discovering 1995D double die pennies that are in exceptional condition. When one of these rare coins is found, it's not uncommon for it to be sold at auction for an eye-watering amount. Some of these coins have been sold for tens of millions of dollars, and in some cases, the price can reach up to $174 million or more. To put that into perspective, that's enough money to buy a luxury mansion, a fleet of exotic cars, or even fund an entire charitable organization. But how can you determine if you have a 1995D double die penny? The first step is to closely examine the coin. Look carefully at the date, as well as the inscriptions on the coin, to see if there is any visible doubling. The doubling will typically appear as a slight shift in the design, with the numbers or letters appearing more than once. In the case of the 1995D penny, the doubling is most noticeable on the date, with the numbers 1995 appearing as though they have been struck twice. If you find a coin that exhibits this error, you may have a highly valuable piece of numismatic history on your hands. If you suspect that you have a 1995D double die penny, the next step is to have it professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service. These services are experts at determining the authenticity and condition of rare coins, and they can provide you with an official certification that verifies the coin's value. Once your coin has been authenticated, you can explore options for selling it, whether through a private sale, a coin dealer, or an auction. Now, I know what you're thinking. You may be wondering if you can go out and start searching for 1995D pennies, hoping to find one of these rare coins. While it's certainly possible to find a valuable coin in your pocket change, it's important to keep in mind that the odds of finding a 1995D double die penny are extremely slim. After all, these coins are rare, and only a small percentage of the 1995D pennies produced contain the error. However, if you happen to come across one, you'll be holding on to a treasure worth millions. In conclusion, the story of the 1995D 1-cent coin is a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting and the incredible value that certain coins can hold. What started as a simple manufacturing error has led to the creation of one of the most valuable coins in history. So, if you're out there searching through your pocket change, keep your eyes peeled. You just might find a rare coin worth millions. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, numismatics, or other fascinating stories from history, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty of exciting content coming your way, so don't miss out on the next big discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Today, we're going to take an exciting journey through the world of rare and valuable coins, with a special focus on one of the most intriguing and mind-blowing coins in history, the 1983 1-cent coin, which is worth a whopping $216 million. Yes, you heard that right, $216 million for a single coin, and we're about to uncover the story behind it, and why it has become such a sensation in the numismatic world. But before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things related to rare coins, collectibles, and everything in between. So, what exactly makes the 1983 1-cent coin so special? At first glance, it might seem like just another penny you'd find in your pocket, but as we'll soon discover, this particular coin is anything but ordinary. The history behind it begins in 1983. A year that many of us might not associate with anything particularly remarkable in the world of coins. In fact, 1983 was a year when the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. Pennies were being churned out at a rapid rate, with little attention being paid to their individual worth. However, tucked away in the production process was a mistake, one that would go on to make history and change the world of coin collecting forever. To fully understand how this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth millions, we need to take a step back and understand the nature of coin production. Coins, like any manufactured item, are created in a controlled environment where precision is key. The U.S. Mint, where American coins are produced, uses state-of-the-art machinery to ensure that each coin is made to exact specifications. This includes the weight, size, and design of the coin. However, as with any large-scale production process, mistakes can happen. And when mistakes occur in the world of coin production, they can sometimes lead to the creation of a coin that is worth far more than its intended face value. The story of the 1983 1-cent coin starts with an error that was made during its production. Normally, pennies are made with a copper-plated zinc composition, but in 1983, due to a shortage of copper, the U.S. Mint decided to make a temporary switch to a different material. This new material was primarily zinc, with a thin copper coating. The new zinc-based pennies were lighter than the previous copper-based pennies, and their composition was carefully designed to meet the desired specifications for size, weight, and appearance. However, a small mistake in the production process led to a tiny number of pennies being struck with the wrong metal. Instead of the zinc with copper coating, a few pennies were mistakenly struck using a solid copper planchet, essentially, a piece of copper that was intended for a different type of coin. Now, let's pause for a moment to consider the significance of this error. A copper penny from 1983 was never meant to exist. In fact, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned away from using copper for pennies in 1982, making the production of a copper penny in 1983 highly unusual and rare. When it was discovered that these copper pennies had been mistakenly created, the U.S. Mint immediately took steps to remove them from circulation. In fact, many of these coins were caught and destroyed before they could make their way into the hands of the public. But, as with many rare and valuable items, some of these pennies slipped through the cracks and found their way into the hands of collectors, setting the stage for one of the most exciting discoveries in the world of numismatics. Fast forward to today, and the 1983 copper penny is one of the most sought-after coins by collectors and investors alike. The value of this coin has skyrocketed over the years, with some individual specimens selling for an astonishing $216 million at auction. This mind-boggling figure is what has catapulted the 1983 1-cent coin into the history books as one of the most valuable coins ever created. But why has it become worth so much money? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity is one of the most important factors that determines the value of a coin. The rarer a coin is, the more valuable it becomes, especially if it is in good condition. In the case of the 1983 copper penny, the fact that so few were made and that most were quickly destroyed makes it an incredibly rare item. The remaining pennies, which are typically in excellent condition, have become highly coveted by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. Additionally, the story behind the coin, the mistake that led to its creation, adds an element of intrigue and fascination, making it even more desirable. But it's not just collectors who are interested in the 1983 copper penny. Investors have also taken notice of its value, and many view it as a sound investment that could continue to appreciate in value over time. The world of coin collecting and investing is a fascinating one, with many rare coins fetching incredible prices at auctions. But the 1983 copper penny stands out not only because of its rarity, but also because of the sheer amount of money it commands in the marketplace. A single penny worth $216 million is a mind-blowing concept, and it has turned the world of numismatics upside down. So, what does this mean for the future of rare coins? The 1983 copper penny is just one example of how a small mistake in coin production can result in an item of immense value. But it's not the only rare coin out there. There are many other coins with fascinating histories and incredible values. Some are valuable because of their rarity, while others are valuable because of their historical significance. Coins like the 1933 Double Eagle, the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel, and the 1804 Silver Dollar are just a few examples of coins that have made history for their extraordinary values. As we've seen with the 1983 copper penny, sometimes a simple mistake can create something incredibly valuable. And this is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and unpredictable hobby. Who knows what other rare and valuable coins are out there, waiting to be discovered? The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and every time a new coin is found or a new story is told, it adds to the rich tapestry of coin history. If you're new to the world of coin collecting, or if you're an experienced collector looking to expand your knowledge, There are plenty of resources available to help you learn more about this fascinating hobby. There are books, online forums, and specialized websites where collectors and investors can share their knowledge, buy and sell coins, and learn about the latest trends in the market. You don't have to be a numismatic expert to appreciate the beauty and value of rare coins. Whether you're interested in the history behind them, the materials they're made from, or the stories they tell, there's something for everyone in the world of coins. And if you're already a collector, the discovery of rare coins like the 1983 copper penny only adds to the thrill of the hunt. There's always something new to learn, new coins to discover, and new opportunities to invest. The world of rare coins is constantly evolving, and for those who are passionate about it, there's no shortage of excitement. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. The 1983 copper penny is a remarkable story of how a simple mistake in the production process led to the creation of one of the most valuable coins in history. Its rarity, fascinating backstory, and incredible value have made it a sensation in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a collector, an investor, or just someone who enjoys learning about rare coins, the story of the 1983 copper penny is one that will continue to captivate audiences for years to come. So, if you're interested in learning more about rare coins, their history, and how to start your own collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting videos coming your way. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Until next time, happy collecting!